My name is Molly Matthews.
I'm Amy Terry.
I'm Phyllis Stevenson.
And I am the International Program Coordinator at Carolina Adoption.
Here at CAS, I am the Family Engagement Clinical Specialist.
I have the privilege of serving as CEO of Carolina Children's ABC Adoption Services.
I am also an international adoptee.
But I'm also an adoptive parent, and we adopted one of our children through this agency, and she's been home for almost 10 years now.
I was adopted from Thailand when I was 2 years old, and I've had the opportunity to travel back to Thailand twice now and meet my birth mother, and it was such a life-changing experience meeting her and learning more about her story. And I also got to meet the social workers that actually placed me with my adoptive family, and so it was mind-blowing to me to see that they were still doing that work so many years later, and to hear their dedication and their heart that really just spoke to me and made me want to play a part in that, because they have just truly changed my life.
So for our family, we knew we wanted to adopt from Uganda. It's in East Africa, and so we saw that this agency, CAS, had a program there, and so we were really excited because they were just right down the street. Our daughter, she had gone through so much in her younger years. She had been neglected, and she had just gone through a lot of trauma, and seeing her overcome all of that and have such a compassion towards others when they are facing hardship has been so impactful to our whole family.
We always try and support our families in whatever way that we're able to. We always try and just walk with our families really well by being transparent with them, by providing them support whenever they need it.
During the home study, a social worker comes out to your home, and it's kind of a nerve-wracking experience for a family because you're inviting a professional into your home, and we had a great experience with our social worker. She really set us at ease. For one thing, she was an adoptive parent as well, so she was able to speak to the questions we had just about how things were going to be on a personal level. And she was able to respond from a place not only of a professional clinical lens, but also from her personal experience being an adoptive mom.
I've been working in child welfare and family systems for 30 years. And this agency has the uniqueness of everybody here truly cares about the children and the families. They don't just stop when the paperwork's signed and everything is stamped. They continue to follow the children, they continue to celebrate, and they continue to support the families. Families can call us years after an adoption for resources and referrals, and families can celebrate with us years after the adoption. This last weekend, I went to visit one of our adoptive moms from our Choices program. She's a single female. She really wants to parent, and through Choices, we had a family who selected her, and she just bubbles with joy when she tells about how much she loves this child, how her family has enveloped this child in love, how cousins all the way even in California are connected to this precious one. Additionally, at the same time, I met a grandmother who had a family who adopted from us several years ago. She said that when they came home, she recalls the moment when she pulled up at the house and they opened the door and she saw those girls. She said, "They are my granddaughters." And a special thank you to Angela, Monty Fuller, and the great team at Renewal by Andersen.
We're investing in the greatest resource that we have, which is children and families, because those truly pay forward for generations, not just for a day, not for 20 years, but for generations, the benefits of building those strong relationships.
I think for us the most rewarding part of this is knowing that we're helping generations of people and that we're in a position to be able to help every person within our community.
It's not like, okay, the baby is born and we're done. They take the time to educate the mother. They help them to find homes. They put them in situations to help them succeed in society and to move forward.
There's a lot of stigma attached to having an unplanned pregnancy, especially if you're not married. And they support these women in a way that you would hope anyone would support your child. I would want my child to be supported.
What made me want to start working with Children's Adoption Services? I was approached by Phyllis Stevenson and Angela Fuller. They needed some help with the marketing budget. As a nonprofit, they don't have a lot of funds for marketing, and they have a really great team of employees that work really hard.
So I have attended the Blue Jeans and Pearls events 2 or 3 years in a row. It's a great event. It's really fun to see the impact that they have had on children and their forever families, and to see how many people in the community turn out for this event, ready to give and to donate and to help because they believe in Children's Adoption Services. It's such a great organization.
Every year I know that we're going to support Carolina Adoption Services. We're going to Blue Jeans and Pearls.
The Blue Jeans and Pearls event was fun, and it allowed us the opportunity to give in a financial way to the organization charity.
I think for families that are considering adoption, my piece of advice for them would be to understand that it's okay to be nervous, it's okay to have questions and to wonder if it's the right thing for your family. I think when you start out, there are so many unknowns. You don't have to know everything or understand the entire process, start from finish, before you begin.
Patience is one of the highest ranking qualities that I would encourage you to cultivate. But what's really important is that you go into it with a child-centered mindset and not a self-centered mindset as of, I'm willing to bring this child into my family. What does the child need and not what are my needs?
These children that are eligible to be adopted, they didn't pick this for themselves. You know, they, for whatever their circumstances are that got them to the place of needing a forever family, they didn't choose that. It's not a result of something that they did. And so I think that is a unique circumstance and challenge for some of these children. And when a family feels scared, I think sometimes the child can also feel scared about the adoption, and that's not something we always think about. And definitely should be something we consider, especially for children that are older or at an age that understand more what's happening.
I think it's the most important thing we can do. What happens in our community, what people do at work, how people engage, is all built on how we have fed into them as children. And so if we're ever going to invest and we need to improve what we're doing as a country, as a world, and as an agency, it's how we invest in our children, how we help them come home, how we help them belong.
Adoption is 100% worth it. It can be really hard, it can be really scary, but I know that it is definitely worth it, and that my life has just completely changed because of my family, and I know I wouldn't be where I am today without the decision that they made to adopt.
It's been such a blessing. Our daughter is such a gift, and she inspires me every day, and I just love her so much. I'm so thankful for adoption.
I'm very appreciative to Renewal by Andersen for being such a great partner, for helping us create homecomings, and hopefully together we'll be able to welcome more children home and have more great stories that are really joyful as they shine the love of family from their home to the larger community.